Hello, crafty friends. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today we are going to talk about using up our patterned paper or designer series paper known in the Stampin' Up! World. So let me just pull up my video here and wait a few minutes for my notifications to go out. I know I'm coming on just a few minutes late. So we'll just wait for some people to pop in. Good morning, Maggie. So I'm just waiting for just a few minutes here, or hopefully some more people pop on. I know I'm running a few minutes late. Good morning, Linda. Sorry about that. Time got away from me this morning. So today, I want to show a new pattern for cutting up your designer series paper. And we're going to vote on a couple sheets here. So while we're waiting for a few more people to pop in, I'm just going to talk about the paper pumpkin. So some updates on the paper pumpkin. Some of you may have noticed the April paper pumpkin, gosh, that's like a tongue twister, was a new price. So the price has gone up slightly for the monthly subscription. If you bought a prepaid prior to April 1st and you have your code in there, you will not be charged any additional fees. So you're kind of grandfathered into that old, the lower cost. It was just a little bit more that went up. And I believe it was, it could have been the shipping cost or whatever. They've upped it just a little bit. And don't ask me exactly. I'll have to look up the price. I did not get the April box, but I am very much looking forward to the May box and maybe even June. So May starts our brand new catalog, May 1st. And this May paper pumpkin coordinates with one of my most beloved sets that I have fallen in love with from the catalog. I actually get it today in my hands to play with, so I'm pretty excited. But I love all the colors. I can't show you the inside of my catalog yet. I can't show you the inside until May 1st. So I will say this catalog is a little different. And I am going to do a walkthrough. So you'll see that in my list of events coming up for lives. May 3rd is the day I've chosen to go through, show you some of my hidden gems, and kind of explain how the catalog's laid out. And it's new. There's a new layout. That's what I'll say. So when we do our paper pumpkins now, they're based on the quarter. So you get kind of a glimpse of a whole quarter. So this was April, May, and June. June is going to feature all the new in colors, which I think I'm going to love. Those are also coming today for me. So, and something that they do now, instead of having cards or different add-ons throughout the year, we are doing a die set for each quarter. So this is the new die set for April, May, and June. So the butterflies coordinated with April. And then I believe, I want to say this tag or label coordinates with the May, and the thanks goes with the June. But I'm sure you can mix them around and use them on other things. So if you like the little die to add the die add-ons, they're while supplies last. And you have to buy these in my online store. Okay, they're not on the Paper Pumpkin website. Now, Stampin' Up! Is revamping a lot of things coming in later in 2024 and into 25. So some of those things and how we buy this will change. I don't know all those changes. So I will keep you up to date as those things come out. So I wanted you to know about that because, you know, I love Paper Pumpkin. I don't get every single one of them, but I do like them, and they're great little projects. Oh, thank you, Maggie. I look forward to my Saturday morning as well. And I really hate when I have to miss. So good morning, Jenny, and good morning, Vicki. Yes, Jenny, I hope you have a wonderful day. You have some fun planned today. So we're going to start chopping and get busy. So I have already picked some card bases and things. You can choose one color when you're chopping up your 12 by 12 paper. You can choose one color of card base and use that on all your cards, or you can mix and match, whatever you're comfortable with. And that's fine. So however you adjust this is fine. Now, this is a paper that was from a celebration pack. And look how much I have left. So what we're going to decide today is I have this flower. I love this floral. It has a sunshine pattern on the back. And then I picked two kind of like a geometric pattern that I think coordinates well with this. So this is Petal Pink. This is Poppy Parade. And if you see something like this on your paper, so this is Poppy Parade, and then you see a lighter shade, chances are that's like a stamped off version. So I also picked, this has Pool Party in it. And I think the leaves are actually black in this. I'm not going to use black, but so you have, I'm just choosing colors that I think go well from the floral pattern. And then we had this pattern in here. That's a Pool Party. And I'm probably not going to use this cherry pattern. So I picked patterns that I really just like the one side. Now this isn't a bad pattern, but I'm going to choose to use this. So our choice, are you guys ready? We can either pick the floral pattern with the Pool Party, and it has like a diagonal stripe, and it's not all the way. Hopefully you can see it. It almost reminds me of rain. It looks like lines, just lines. They're broken up a little bit, but they're all diagonal. Or we can pick the floral pattern with this Petal Pink, and it's kind of like a plaid. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut both pieces. We won't make all the cards, but I wanted to show you a couple techniques if you're mixing and matching patterns. So we will use, I will make as many cards as I can. Good morning. Good morning, Deb. Linda, mine is not blurry. I just realized my leg to my table is in there. Sorry about that. Sometimes I will tell you sometimes what I do because my internet gets grainy. I go to, if you scroll over your video, there's a little gear icon that says settings, and you can click that and change the resolution. Because if your internet's going a little slower, you want to adjust it down, or you can adjust it up and see if it changes the picture for you. Okay, so what we're going to do, everybody that wishes, that's on and watching, that wishes to answer, please do so. And if you watch the replay, feel free to tell me what you would have picked, and make sure you say hi to us. And let us know if you're new to watching so we can say hi back to you. So we're going to pick, do we want the flowers with the Pool Party? I don't know what to call that. Stripes. We'll just call it stripes to make it easy. It's not really stripes, but... or do we want to pick the flower pattern with the Petal Pink plaid? So can you guys see that okay? Can you tell? And then we're going to get to chopping. So I haven't made any cards with this pattern. So today is an experiment that I hope turns out well. You know me, I'm always just flying right in here. But I was trying to think of something different. Sorry, Vicki. I don't like to make the tough decisions. And you know what? Eventually, I'm probably going to cut all of them up and make cards with all the patterns. But for our live today, we need to pick one. Yes, I like both. That's why I thought, oh, I'll make a sample of one and then we'll use the other one. But, you know, I ended up getting sick this week, and so I haven't had a lot of time in my craft room. So that's why I thought, you know what, we'll just choose and we'll move forward. So anyone else want to put their 2 cents in? This was the one I originally thought, but then when I started going through my patterns, I really liked this one. Now, this was a celebration pack. I don't even remember the name. Let me grab it really quick. It was called Sunny Days, and it had like this cloud paper, which I really like. I don't know why, but I really like that all the clouds have patterns on them. And this is that other plaid. It has this is shaded spruce, so it's like a tone on tone. It's all greens and black and white. This one has a colorful green and pool party rainbow, which I do kind of like that paper. It's very loud, so I would not cut big pieces of this. I would use smaller strips. There's a strawberry piece in there with butterflies on the back, and then that pool party piece. So this was just a free paper pack. So if you earned it, this is a way you could use it up. Yeah, I like both of them. Like I said, there's going to be cards made with both. So it won't really matter what we pick on the live, because I'm making them anyway. But I always like to let you guys choose, because how would you choose to use this paper? Vicky said, let's go out of your comfort zone. Well, that's not really out of my comfort zone, I don't think. I know, as much as I really don't, I don't always love Petal Pink, but I do actually use it quite a bit. And I chose both of those patterns. I just wasn't sure which one I was going to make samples with and which one we were going to do live. And so you guys get to choose, since I didn't get it done. So let's grab this one. And here's my little trade secret here. I have tons of notebooks that I just write and plan in. And I have lots of these filled up. You can ask my friends. I usually like the ones that have the dots, because I feel like I can draw better in those, but I've kind of made a plan. I didn't draw, normally I use the cardboard out of my designer series paper packs, DSP for short, and I draw this out with a ruler so that I can kind of really see what it's going to look like. But I just did a rough sketch. So we're going to cut both pieces up, and then I'm going to separate it out. And I'm only using strips of paper. I think let me scoot over just a tad. So I have my strips of paper here from cutting my layers, and my white pieces for the inside. I know, Vicki, I do tend to lean towards Pool Party. It's like my favorite color. So you're right about that. That is true. But the other one I love just as much. So I myself was having a hard time deciding. But we're going to cut these, and I will post the measurements. So don't worry about if you write all of these down. Like I said, I'm kind of guessing about how this is going to work out, and we're just going to kind of go with it. Now, I'm going to keep them very simple today. Very simple. And I'm only using my leftover strips. So if I cut white pieces down to make layers for the inside, or I have some white pieces cut for a mat, I just kept my little scraps, and that is what my greeting is going to go on. I've also only chosen one color to stamp all my greetings, and it's basic gray. We could go green. True. You're right. I don't use a lot of green. I mean, I use Old Olive, but you're right. I love green, some of the greens, but I really don't use them all that much. I don't know why. Guess it just depends on what mood I'm in. Okay, so if your pattern goes a certain way, you need to put it in the right direction. Now, I have not cut this pattern yet, so all of my cards, this will probably be the one that I'm cutting 5 and a fourth, this direction. So I'm doing all of these cuts first. So that this cut's going to be first. So I have a 3-inch, a 4-inch, and a 3-inch piece. Actually, that does not equal. Hold on. I didn't do my math correctly here. That doesn't equal 3 and 3, 6, 4. Nope, I'm missing 2 inches here. Well, guess what? We're just going to have a 2-inch piece and we're going to play with it however, because I didn't do my math right. It's been a long week, you guys. That's okay. We're going to take that 2-inch piece and we're going to make even more cards and we're just going to figure it out. And we'll go from there because somehow I messed up my math. I did it right on the other direction, I promise. So anyway, I'm just looking at this. So just pretend we have an extra 2 inches over here, okay? There's 2 inches this way. And we'll cut it however. I might cut it at 3 or 4. I don't know. I'm thinking of equal ways it goes into 12 because I don't want any little strips. Oh, and I had it all planned out too. So anyway, this piece in the middle, and it doesn't matter how you cut it, okay? So I could cut this from this side. It does not matter if I cut the 5 1/4 inch by 4, which is our typical card front size here in the US. I can cut that over here. But what I want to make sure I'm doing is the direction of this 5 1/4. So if your paper has a specific direction, and this one I feel like it kind of does because of the stems, but I don't think it would look too terrible like this. But I really want to try to keep the stems going this way. So that means this way would be 4 inches, okay? So that it can be a portrait. And I don't really know if it would work as a landscape. So if I accidentally cut 5 inches this way, I guess it would work. So that kind of determines if you're having portrait cards or landscape cards. So, and I don't mind which way mine end up. So if you know that you want your pattern to be portrait on that full size. So let's say, for instance, I have a scrap here. I'm just going to, hopefully I'm making sense. If I'm not, ask. When I want my layer to cover the entire front of my card, I want to make sure if I want it going the portrait direction that I cut the width and the length the right way. If you wanted to go landscape, so say I cut this at 5 1/4 like this, I can put it on my card landscape so my stems are still going the right way. So that's what I mean by if you want it a certain way. I don't care if they end up landscape or portrait. Doesn't matter to me. I just want to keep it simple. So I'm going to make those, I am going to make them portraits. So I'm going to turn my paper this way so that I can cut at 4 inches. So I'm going to kind of cut it out of order here, but that's okay. And I'm actually cutting both my sheets at the same time. So I have both my sheets layered. And I've just made sure that they're together. And I'm going to take this out to 5 1/4. And I think I just cut that wrong. That's okay. No, I didn't. Okay. Sometimes I get myself confused. Oh yeah, true, Vicki. I'm going to do all of these simple. So regardless of what kind of card you want, mine are all going to be sayings on a strip. I'm not using any die cuts. This is really keeping it simple. Okay, so I cut my 5 1/4. Now I have one at 3 inches. And I have one at 3 3/4. And let's see. Now you could leave this Actually, maybe okay. Get it together, Beth. So this should be 3 3/4. Yep. So my last piece is 3 3/4. I'm getting myself confused. I hope I'm not confusing you. So those are my first 3 cuts. Again, if there was a specific, maybe there was a scene here or something that you wanted, I kind of rearranged those. So I originally had 3 inches, 5 1/4, and then of course my leftover piece is 3 3/4. So that math I did correct, it appears. So that's not where my 2-inch piece goes. It's the other way. No. Okay. Maybe I'm just losing it. Okay, I did the correct math. We don't have 2-inch piece. Just ignore me this morning. Ignore my math this morning. I got all freaked out. You know what I looked at? Let me show you, because this is how my brain works. I looked at these 3, and instead of those, so this was my first cut. This is the cuts. These are correct. 3, 3, and 4 are fine because that's the other direction. So just ignore me. We don't have extra. Sometimes I wonder about me. Sorry, guys. Okay, reset. My brain's good, right? Okay, my 3-inch piece. That's this middle piece. Are you guys with me? Are you probably thinking, oh, Beth, you have me all confused. I have myself confused. Okay, so I cut it 3 inches, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it 3 inches. Well, I'm done confusing myself this morning. I promise. I'm sorry that I got y'all messed up, and I got myself all messed up. And I'm just stacking these. So these are squares. And they should all be equal because 3 goes into 12. That's the numbers I was looking at, and I got messed up. I normally write a little bit differently, and you see that, you've seen that in the past from my other ones. But today, oh well. So this one was 5 1/4, and I'm going to cut it at 4. Okay. So when I designed this, and yes, I apparently designed it correctly, even though when I started cutting, I was worried about that. I was looking at ways that I could divide my paper so that it went evenly into 12. So these are the card fronts that we have. Okay. And I am going to show you a technique with one of these, a couple of these maybe, where you don't have to have that full front. Now we have these square pieces, and I'm leaving them together like this, paired. Okay. So those are all the same. That was our 3 by 3 piece. There's my dimensions. Now this strip was the 3 3/4, and I'm cutting it at 3. So again, I'm going to get 4 pieces from each. Thanks, Jenny. Have a great day. Good morning, Joan. Welcome. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. So then I have these, and I'm going to separate those out. So I cut them all together just to be quick. So we have these, and these are 3 3/4 by 3. So see, I didn't have extra. I just freaked out there for a moment, but I really had done the right math. Okay. So just so you, in the future, I normally write the dimension up here and then dimension on the side, and I added it right here, and that messed me up. So I have my notes down here. This piece is going to get a layer, and the rest I have some techniques with. So I brought in some layers, and this is just what I picked. I just picked a color. So I have 4 petal pink, and I have 4 white. Good morning, Dad. And I'm going to mat these, and hopefully I did the right dimensions. So I picked Petal Pink for this one. You could pick whatever color you wanted. I just grabbed a color. I'm going to lay those out. And then I picked white for this one. Okay, and you can do techniques with these too, if you wanted. But I'm just going to lay those out real quick. I have a stack of things to go on the inside, and then let me show you. I just brought over some cardstock I already had cut. I've got Petal Pink, and then I threw in a color for just to throw you for a little bit of a loop. It's not a color that is in it. So this is Coastal Cabana, but I thought on one of these that I have matted that might kind of work. Let's see. What do you guys think about that? We don't have to do it that way. I was just trying to think how to use up some paper I already had cut. I don't know if I love it or not, but we'll see. We'll try it in a minute. First, we're going to work on these. So this is what I'm planning with this. And I just, like I said, I just grabbed some colors, and I'm going to tuck this one. Now you can make these skinnier if you want. You can adjust the size, but what we're going to do is we're going to glue those, and then we're going to put a greeting across like that. Okay. So let's just see what colors we like. And you can put it on the top and the bottom or however you like. You can turn them more. The idea is just 2 stacked squares. Now these are the squares, and a strip. Me too, Joan. And then we have this. Now this is kind of tone on tone, so you might not like that. So that's why I tried it, because I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I think I just like the white. The white really helps it pop. So I have plenty of white. You can pick one color, or you can do all different colors, whatever you have. Maybe you have a certain color that you're trying to use up. So you like the red? Me too. I love that. So there's 4 cards that I'm going to assemble. This is kind of what I was thinking, kind of like a tone on tone. And then our greeting's going to go on. Now you can add in die cuts. You can do whatever you like. So let's pull in this one. And this is kind of what I was thinking. I might have to get some more red. So there's that. Let's do one of those, and then let's do these. So I'm going to pull in these 3 colors. Now I have these. And you certainly can just put this on the front and you're good to go. Okay. So let's take those 2 out. Now for these, you can do some fun techniques by stacking them. Let me show you kind of what I'm thinking. You can do a diagonal cut. Hello, Jan. How are you? Thanks for joining us. So you can do a diagonal cut, and I'm just going to guess. Okay, I have my 2 papers lined up. And I'm just going to kind of guess how I want that to go. I don't do, I mean, you can measure it, you can do exact, because this is why I'm cutting my two pieces together. I'm just cutting it, and then I'm going to swap these two pieces like this. And because I cut them together, they match, okay? So that's one way to kind of mix and match. And then this way, you can either, you can cut it this way, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to mix and match and line them up. Or you can cut it this direction and mix and match. So there's a top and a bottom. So let's vote. What do you guys want to see? So let me show you how this one looks. I'm going to do it on white, one of them. So this would go on the bottom. This would go on the top. And then we're going to put a greeting in the middle, okay? What do you think about the petal pink base? Do you like it? So Vicki votes, so let's say vertical, so V or H, vertical or horizontal. And I am just stacking these. I'm just stacking them. And remember, I have a lot of strips over here. That's what I'm adding in. So let's see, I got 3 V's and 2 H's so far. Thanks, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I have another V. Okay, let's cut it this way. So you know the options. I suppose I could cut the other one too. I mean, we all know what a full card front looks like, don't we? Because that's what we normally do. This piece of paper seems to be just, for some reason, a hair bigger. That's okay. Maybe it slid when I was cutting it. So let's see. This is 4 inches, so we know we can cut this at 2. You could also stagger it a little bit and cut like an inch and do 1 inch and 3 inches. So let's vote on that. Do you want to cut it even? Put a 1 for even and 2 for odd. 1 for even, meaning we'll just cut it in half, or 2 for odd, meaning I'm going to have a 3-inch piece and a 1-inch piece. And then I'm just going to so I'm just kind of throwing things down here. And I may grab some more paper here. Ooh, you guys are unanimous. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're going to do a 1-inch piece and then the remainder. And I'm cutting them together, even though it, you know, it should work out well. So I'm just doing a 1-inch strip. And then we're going to put those back together like this. And let's do a white base. And what do you think I should do for the last one? Did you like the red? Should I do something bolder like this? Now this color is not in the paper. That's okay. This is Coastal Cabana and the paper's Pool Party. Do you like that? Or, yeah, you could do 3. You could do 3. Joan suggested 3, and you could do, I like to do 2 1-inch strips and then the remainder, and then just kind of, I don't put them on straight. I don't have green. This paper doesn't have green in it. That's black. The leaves are black. I don't think I have that yellow. Let me see what it is. Oh, it's crushed curry. Yes, you could use crushed curry. The lighter red is the Poppy Parade. So you could use Poppy Parade. You could use Sweet Sorbet. Let me grab a piece of Sweet Sorbet. And it's very possible that I interchanged those anyway from my stash. But now Sweet Sorbet is retiring. And a lot of the those in color things are gone. So let me just cut a couple pieces. Originally I wanted to do them all in red, but I wasn't sure how everyone would feel with the red. But I love red and Pool Party. I love these 2 colors together. So Joan says she likes the pink. That would be this one. Okay. Or we could do it this way. So let's vote. Do you like red or pink? Red or pink? And I really, I was intending to use this color for all my card bases. So if you pick one color, because I do like this. I do like these 2 colors together. Okay, so which one do we want here? I see red, red, red. Ooh, you guys really like that. Okay, so I have these 2 left. And I don't really want to put this on there. You could. Now, if you don't want to mat this, you don't have to. You could just put it on there like that. I chose a mat just because, well, I thought it would add a little bit of something to my cards. You can also do it this way. This almost, to me, looks like maybe a card you could give for a baby shower. It's very pastel, I guess is the word. And I did a lot of these on white. Let's see. Or we could use that Coastal Cabana, because this doesn't have any other colors on it, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I could use Pretty Peacock. Let me see if I have a Pretty Peacock nearby. You can use whatever color you want. I just did a bunch of classes, so you could do this as well. It's okay. It's okay that this didn't match all the flowers. So you can do that. And it can be completely different. Maybe you're using up scraps. Maybe you just have I have card bases that are pre-cut in a box. And so a lot of times I'm just grabbing out things I like together. So you can do this as well. So let's see. Let's do, Oh my goodness, I just dropped everything off my table. No worries. I'm just trying to stack all the ones that are similar together so I can adhere all my greetings at the same time. So again, you don't have to leave them full like this, but you can, or you can mix in and match. And that was 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper. Oops. So let's see how many cards we have. And I have lots of strips, so don't worry. Don't worry about that. Let's see. I have lots of greetings here and there, and I'm not even sure what we're using. So I'm just going to start grabbing things and stamping. And I may bring in my stamp positioner just so that they're straight. But I will stamp those as we go. So let's start with this pile. And I'm going to adhere everything flat except for my greeting. Also, I just cut a stack of the basic white to put on the inside of my card, and I actually do that for the white as well. So all of my cards will have that piece on the inside. And if you have maybe you have several packs of this and you've cut it different ways and you have strips left, you could use those on your inside. You can stamp an image. Maybe you have a flower that looks like this. You can stamp those as well. Or you could just use strips of cardstock. Like I always have these little strips like this left over. You can cut a banner and put it on the inside of your card to decorate it. So do the inside however you like. You like it with Pretty Peacock? Yeah, I love Pretty Peacock and Pool Party together. So that's probably my most used color combo. Absolutely love it. So I'm just going to adhere this on the front. I'm just trying to get it even. Now, when I stamp all my greetings, I am using basic gray. I just picked a neutral. You could use black. You could use whatever you want. I probably should have put that bottom piece up a little bit more. That's okay. I'm going to cover this so I'm not worried about it. Now, and I will trim these. So these are just scraps. I have lots of these scraps when I trim my paper down. So I'm just going to stamp and trim it and move on. So let's see, what do I have? I have some things already on my thing here. Let's see, I kind of wanted to do this happy birthday. You could also do thanks. Now this set is retiring, but I really like the greetings from the Artistically Inked. I love the happy birthday. So I'm just, let me grab my other plate here. I'm just going to use this to line up my words because I don't want to stamp them sideways. Now, you can grab a block and line this up and stamp. I don't want anyone to feel like you can't do it that way. I just always feel like I stamp it crooked. I guess that's not bad. I didn't do too bad. I might not need this. Faith, Beth, have faith in yourself, right? So I'm just going to stamp a couple happy birthdays. And I'm going to trim them so I'm not worried. Some of them will have more of a border and some of them won't. And this one I can probably stamp on this end and cut them apart. I'm going to try it. I have plenty of these to spare, so There we go. That worked out pretty well. So I'm going to cut these apart. Let me do a couple things. I forgot to get my my chamois wet, so I'm just using my Stampin' Scrub over here. And I'm going to do some thanks. And then I love this just a little note to say hello. I really, really like that. It's from Notes of Nature, which is also retiring. So I will be keeping that. So if you like that one, make sure you grab it. This thanks is a little bit bigger. So I might not have as much to trim. And that's okay. So I'm just stamping a bunch of things so that I can just kind of trim and assemble. And I have no idea how many cards I have, so we might need, let's see, I've got happy birthday. I've got thanks. One of my favorites, Go To Greetings, is also retiring. I think I have it nearby. Oh my gosh, I have a stack of everything. I also have this, so if you like that font, pick what your favorites are. Pick your favorite things. There it is. Biggest Wishes leaving us. So I really like this Just a Note. And remember, some of our greetings are going to be shorter. So I'm just going to stamp things that I'm trimming down. Aw, I know, Vicki. We all have our preferences, and that's okay. It's okay. No, I'm not worried about if that's perfect. I'm going to do 3 cards that say Just a Note with this one. And then I want to grab off that other one. Maybe I'll do a Thinking of You. Yes. Yes, hello would work too. So even if I stamp a bunch of these and I don't use all of them, guess what? They just go in my stack, excuse me, for my next set of cards. So like I said, I have tons of these strips because I cut inside pieces for my cards all the time. So I'm not worried if I have extras. I'm just kind of stamping what I think I want, right? And I love hello. So if you want some little short pieces, pick out your favorite hello from whatever set you have. I'm going to do, this is, I feel like I'm missing a block somewhere. And the strips just keep coming here. So I'm just making sure that I don't have a halo. Now this one, I really feel like I have a hard time stamping straight, but we're just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it, and it's going to be okay. Okay, so I have thinking of you. I have just a notes. I have happy birthday, and I have thanks. But I really like this little thank you. Now, this little thank you, let me think of where this is from, because, oh, it's from Blueberry. This one's from Blueberry Bunches. Yeah, I have a ton of stamps out, and they are not where they go. So that's like, could be a disaster, right? I have another strip here, and I'm just going to keep stamping. Now, if you wanted to do die cuts and all of that, you could do all your die cutting and then use die cuts. I decided today I would just use my scraps. Okay. And I need some thank you cards. So some of you might be getting these in the mail. Put that back before it's lost. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut these apart. And you can use your snips or you can use your trimmer. For this one, I'm using my trimmer because I'm really not good at cutting straight. Some of us may have that talent. I don't. Oh, Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, these would be great for Happy Mother's Day. I definitely think that could work. Now, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm making sure that it's straight here. And I'm just eyeballing that I'm getting in between those. Not worried about perfect. And I'm going to trim those in a minute. And I probably didn't stamp them even, and that's okay. See what else might need trimmed. I'm going to do something else with those. Let me trim one of these. Let's see. So I'm just trimming this to about 4 1/4. And you could do something fancy on the ends, and I may do that. Trim this a little bit. And the rest of them, trim this one. Just want it trimmed a little. Thank you, Vicki. I really, really was nervous because sometimes I don't stamp straight. So if you have that same fear, well, welcome to the club. I use my stamp positioner quite a bit. And it really is, it is one of those practice makes perfect kind of thing. I mean, I am going to cut these apart. I want to trim this just a tad. And I'm just eyeballing. I'm not using any exact dimensions. I'm eyeballing it based on the greeting and how I stamped it. So, you can get exact if you want. I think those are okay. I'm going to do something with those. Okay, so, and yes, I do mumble and talk to myself as I'm stamping. That's what I do. So on this one, I'm going to cut this at a diagonal, and then I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to line it up here because I want to cut the same angle, And I didn't really cut a very big piece, but that's okay. And I'm just cutting along that angle to cut the same way. And then I'm going to put this here. And I don't know if I cut that straight or not, but that's how it's going to be. So I think it looks fine. Joan, this is how I craft. Guys, I do talk to myself. What's that saying? Sometimes you need expert advice. So it's the truth. Okay, I'm just going to put some dimensionals on there and throw them on my floor like all good crafters do. And I'm going to put this in the middle like that. And I think I did cut a little crooked. That's okay. Now, I will go through and I'm going to adhere all these on the inside as well. Remember, you can decorate them or do whatever you like. You could stamp some flowers on it, inside image. You could use some scraps of cardstock and make some little banners. Or if you happen to have some of that DSP left over because you maybe cut some card fronts and had, you know, a 1 inch or a 2 inch strip or even 1/4 inch. I like to do a 1/4 inch and just put it along the bottom. So you can do that as well. Okay, so there's card 1. Now let's do the next one. I'm going to do this one as a happy birthday. Let's hope that all my cardstock was scored correctly and cut correctly. So this piece will go on the bottom. Thanks, Vicky. I hope I'm not answering myself, but you would probably have to ask everyone in my family to find out what I truly do. And I'm going to trim this one too. Again, I'm taking that over. Now, you don't have to do these sideways. You could do them straight. There's no rule. I just like going along the seam where I put my paper together. So I'm curious, how many of you have been using up your paper? So there we have that one. And you could add an image, a die cut or something in there if you wanted. Now for these, I'm just going to really, oh, I forgot the inside, didn't I? Just yell at me. Say, Beth, oh, let me close this. Beth, we need the inside piece. I'm going to lay these here just hopefully so I don't forget to do it. Now, I like to leave a lot of my cards blank on the inside so that I can just write a message. So if you like stamping, feel free to do some stamping. Or you can also print on our regular cardstock. I have not printed successfully with my personal printer on the thick white, but I have on the regular. And you could print greetings or messages. And I just create a Word document with text boxes. Each page has 4 text boxes. And I create it, I print it, and then I cut them down to fit on the inside. So if you want a printed message, you could do that. Whatever you want it to say. Now, I have planned all of these as portrait cards, but at any time, you could make it a landscape card, okay? So don't feel like you have to do it exactly like this. You could make cards going this direction instead. Okay. Let's do this big thanks. So you could do this. Actually, I think I'm going to put it here. How do I want to do it? I'm going to banner this edge. And you can adhere them flat if you want, or you can do all of them on dimensionals. Okay, so there is a landscape card. Again, you can add to it if you want. Oh, what'd I forget? The inside. Remember, even the white ones, I do an inside. I just like the feel. I used to leave it blank, but sometimes I feel like it feels flimsy because we put something on the front. So all right. Do you guys have any questions that I can answer about anything? Anything, really. That was not straight. I feel like everyone's so quiet today. So my pre-order is coming today. I'm pretty excited. I did order 2 suites that were top of my list. And I ordered the new In Colors as well as the new neutral. We have a new neutral coming. And I'm pretty excited about it. I want to see what kind of brown it is. It's called not very beige, basic beige. So I'm pretty excited to kind of see that. The name of this paper, it was, let me tell you, Jan. Oh. Sunny Days, and it was from the most recent celebration. Yes. Yes, Vicki. You definitely can step these up. I keep getting a green screen, so I hope my internet's not going out. I hope you guys aren't seeing that. I don't know what's going on there. There's been lots of glitches, so I hope it's still going. It's still going on my phone. It's just something I'm seeing on my computer. So if it's doing that to you, I apologize because that's out of my control. You ordered 2 of the new colors, Joan. I ordered all of them. I am one of those. Even if I don't think I'm going to love them, I feel like I have to see them. And so I did. I ordered the paper, the mixed paper pack, and I ordered the blends, and I ordered the ink pads because I feel like I got to try them. And of course, I'm really excited about the new teal coming. So you're welcome, Jan. So a lot of people may have this in their stash. I know I really liked this specific paper. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anybody, did I? Sorry. Oh, thanks, Linda. I can't wait. Oh, Joan. I'm glad you joined us, Joan. You know what? Let's take a coffee break. Now, I didn't get the Stampin' Write markers just yet. I haven't been using those as much since I've fallen in love with the blends. So, I just kind of decided to hold off on those. I think I'm going to do one of these. Let's do this. And I am just trimming these. You could do this with your trimmer if you're worried about how straight it is. I'm just kind of picking and choosing here. So I hope you guys aren't getting too bored. I'm just kind of going to town. That's the beauty of stamping all my greetings. Now, if I wanted circles or specific shapes with these, then I would have just laid them out with them. Oop, almost forgot, didn't I? It does. And that's what I was thinking when I said that, Vicki. It does look like that book fold card that we did. Only we just mimicked it with paper. So that's about similar to the size we would use. Now, if you missed that, I did do a video on that book binding fold. Looks similar to that. Let's do this one. I really like this, these colors on the red. What do you think this one should be? I have, Thinking of You, just a note. I have, I still have some small thank yous, and I have just a note to say hello. What do you think I should make this specific card right here? Oh, Carol, I'm trying to read. Trying to read everything you just shared with us. Thank you for joining us. We always love having new people and getting to know new people. So this one's going to look like this. Let's pick a greeting here. I'll go ahead and adhere this down. Let me lay out what I got. Yes, everyone, let's make sure we say welcome to Carol. So I have these. I have this. Now, I just did happy birthday on the other one, so I'm going to try to do, let's cut one of these thinking of yous apart. I want to do an angle. I'll show you. I'm leaning towards this one. What do you guys think? Oh, well, prayers for a speedy recovery, Carol. I hope that you can get back to crafting soon. I know that can be really tough. So yes, thanks for joining us. I'm in Ohio, so I don't know. That's probably still pretty good haul to up where you are, but I have visited a few spots, and I think it's so pretty up there. I've been a demo for 8 years, but I've been making cards for quite a while, so. Aw, thank you, Joan. I really appreciate that. I enjoy all my friends I have made here. And you guys have wonderful ideas as well. We love to share ideas, and this is an encouraging space. So Vicki votes for just a note fussy cut. Thank you, Linda. This is kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking of doing this and maybe trimming it just a little bit so that it's a little skinnier and putting it down here with an angle cut in. And then Vicki suggested this one. Let me cut this apart. Vicki suggested this one, fussy cut around. So what do you guys think? Let me trim this a little bit. And we can always fussy cut this still and see how we like it. That's the beauty of this. We're here to play and just kind of discover what style we like. And it can be different. If you want to do yours different from mine, I encourage you to make it your own. So I'm just trimming that up a little bit. And like I said, I can't cut straight, so I don't like I will cut angles and things like that and go with it. But if it's a really big cut, I like to just pull in my trimmer. So, Vicki. Oh, this one? This one? Is that the one you meant, Vicki? Or did you mean fussy cut that one? So, oh, that's awesome, Carol. I love hearing that. Okay, what do you guys think? Vicki said this one, which is fine. I have some of these might be, this one might be a little bit longer. What do you guys think? Thinking of you or this just a note? I have a big pile over here. I love it. This is my kind of stamping. So I see one vote for let's do you guys want to do letters? Or is it too much to type? So let's do A, thinking of you, B, the just a note, just to make it simple. Well, I'm trying to make it simple. And it's already almost 10:30. So I'm going to try to speed it up just a little bit. I'm going to do a couple more cards to show you the layouts. And then I'll probably have to finish the rest in just a bit. So, oh my gosh, I think we're tied. Hold on here. We are. Is anyone else want to jump in? Oh man, I don't know what to pick either. Now remember, some of these I laid out my strip and so these aren't stamped. So I'm going to put my blank strips over here. I'm going to slide this. I need to see if anyone else votes. I might have to be the decider. So let me show this layout. I know, either one really works. They both work. And I just like everyone to kind of see. Because you might be struggling with what kind of greeting to put on. I really think even if you needed 20 birthday cards and you stamped them all happy birthday, that would be fine. The idea is just to have a longer greeting. I like the longer greeting. Oh, Joan. Thanks, Chris, for voting. Oh, yes. And I always feel like that's a card I don't make enough of, thinking of you. But I try really hard to make those. So we'll do a different thinking of you. We'll do the just a note. I know Bob's not on today, so what will we do without him? So these are 2 squares. I'm just stacking them. And then we're doing a greeting like that. So I don't know if that style really lends to thinking of you. I think I'm going to do a different thinking of you. Everybody pray for Joan. She has to make a shopping trip. So you can stack them like this, or you can just kind of have some fun and offset them a little bit. And then we're going to, let's do a happy birthday on this one. And you can banner these or whatever you call it. I don't know, fishtail, whatever you call it. I'm just going to kind of angle it like that. And we're going to have some fun. And then that's one style. So we've seen lots and lots of different ways to use our designer series paper. And we're going to have a lot of cards. So these can become cards you're using. They could become card sets that you're gifting to friends and family. Okay. Now, I didn't angle that one. That's okay. Oh, do the inside. Let's see. Now for my inside piece, I like to use 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches because I like more of the base to show. But if you don't use the next size up, which would be 5 1/4 by 4, so use whichever size you like. And I love that these are squares because I can turn this pattern any way that I want and it's going to work. Kind of reminds me of like rain showers. I mean, it is April. I don't remember which way I had that, but we're just going to go with it like this. And if you don't have dimensionals, you can adhere these flat, or you could layer it on other strips of cardstock and then cut it down so that it's a little bit thicker. I like to do that, especially with my die cuts. And it just helps them have a little bit of dimension without actually using dimensionals. There we go. See, this is a simple layout. And you might have lots of scraps of cardstock. You could even use a 2-inch, 2 by 2 square and kind of stack 2 or 3 together and make your layout. And if you like extra layers on the inside, feel free to add some more color in here, however you like it. Okay, so there we go. What do we have next? Let's throw this one. Let's see. Let's do this one. It's colorful. Let's do these two. I'm going to save this one for later. I'm going to tuck it on the bottom. And then I'm going to show you the other layout. So I already have these stamped. And of course, if I need more, look at how many strips I have. Okay, so does anyone else, since Carol shared a little bit about her, does anyone else want to share? I mean, many of you have basically met me online. Some of you know me in person, but you met me online. So let's have a little chatter about that. Let's see. And I'm just kind of picking and choosing here. Okay. Now, earlier, Joan had suggested we could do Mother's Day, and that's definitely a possibility for these cards. They're very fun and whimsical, and so you could really use just about any greeting. Yes, Joan, I hope so. I really wanted to meet you when we came out this summer, but I couldn't get a hold of you. So yes, I really hope the next time I can make it out there. I don't know how soon that will be, but I really hope that we can meet. I even asked my husband, I was like, would you be okay with this? Because I really like to meet people that I feel like I've gotten to know online. So yes, that would be fun. Aw, thank you, Vicki. I really feel like that about many of you too, especially Vicki. I get to hang out with Vicki here in just a little bit, so I'm pretty excited about that. Sometimes I feel like I haven't crafted with my friends in person for quite some time. And I really miss them. Okay, let's see. I did just a note. Happy birthday. Oh, I feel like I want another big thanks. Yeah, I think I'm going to stamp another thanks. I just really like that big thanks. Let's see, do I want it straight? I think I'm going to cut it at an angle. Let's see if it'll work out on this end. So remember, I'm using that end that I cut off to kind of help me angle the other cut where I want it. Oh, don't forget the inside. Okay. And I'm going to do a couple more so I can show you the last layout. What do you guys think so far? Do you like the layouts? Do you, I feel like you get quite a bit of cards from the cuts. Now that, you know, my brain's working and I know all the math is correct. So let's see. Let's see what I got down here. Let's do this one because it is not our normal colors that we had. Let's do you think red can be a thinking of you? Or, let's see, or should I go with the pool party card? What do you think? I also have white down in here. So let's do this one really quick. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Joan. I really just, I like using the patterned paper. I mean, it's beautiful. You can mix and match. You don't have to have patterns from the exact same DSP pack or designer series paper, also known as pattern paper. That's just what we call it here at Stampin' Up. So remember, these pieces I made a mat for, and these can go landscape or portrait. So either way, and I'm just adding in whatever greetings I like. Just trimming that just a tad. Me too, Joan. Me too. Like, really. Now, if you have a longer greeting, you may like your card to be landscape. Okay, so that your longer greeting fits on there. I'm going to do this one portrait. It's just kind of my go-to. Now, you can pop this up. You can pop both things up. So let me show you how I do that, because I really like to do that too. I do have a hard time angling things and putting them wonky. I am a symmetrical person. I like things to be even. I do have a hard time. And so I think that's a challenge for many people, and it's okay to have that challenge. It's okay to push yourself a little bit. And you can copy all my ideas here today, every single one of them. Please copy all of them and use them for yourself. Okay, I'm just guessing. It's not really even, okay? The dimensions, it's not going to be even all the way around. Oh, Carol, you are lucky. I love Brandy's stuff. I'm always cheering her from afar. She has no idea who I am, and that's okay. I'm still going to cheer for her. So this, I want to also kind of be have a little dimension, but I need a little piece right here. So you can either cut literally a little piece from your end. Okay, it's a little bit smaller than the other pieces. And I'm just going to stick it on this end here. Okay, that's going to help my little tail that's hanging off. And I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on that other end. And now our whole greeting and layer is popped up. Oops. There we go. I like adding just a little dimension. And I love how simple these cards can be. So whatever patterns you picked, I mix and match. That's the beauty of Stampin' Up! Is if you pick up our designer series paper and you have lots and lots of packs, you can look through your packs and see, I need a petal pink to go with this floral design that has petal pink. And we have lots of geometric patterns and lots of different things mixed in with other packs, and you can mix and match. Oh, no worries, Carol. No worries. We get there eventually, don't we? So you can mix and match these. This paper can go with lots of other papers that maybe have Pool Party in those. So don't feel like you have to pick a paper pack and pick 2 patterns from it. You're mixing and matching. If you've collected lots of paper, you can mix and match all different things. Okay. Okay, so which Thinking of You do we want to do? I have a Pool Party base and I have a Sweet Sorbet base. And Sweet Sorbet and Poppy Parade are very close in color, so I can use those together. So these flowers that are stamped off, they look like Sweet Sorbet because it's just a shade lighter than the Poppy Parade. So those work well together. Did I put my inside? Yeah. Making sure I am sticking to my rules here. I'm putting all my inside pieces. So it's, so we have already made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. We have made 10 cards so far, and I still have a stack over here next to me. Oh yes, I would be completely lost if I had to use my left hand. Maybe as a crafter, I should work really hard to be versatile, but I'm not. I would be really lost. So I missed Vicky's comment. Vicky had suggested doing a curved end. Now I will tell you, we do have a die that does a curved end. Let me see. I don't even know if I have it close, but I might because I recently used it in a class. So let's see if it's nearby. Nope, of course it isn't. Maybe it's here. Let me see. No. Oh, yes. So these are retiring. I have no idea if they're still available. They were called the Basic Border Dies, and it does have a curved stitched piece. So you can use whatever you want. And here's another tip. If you don't have these, and maybe they sold out, you can also use a die like this. Okay, I'm going to give you, this is a quick tip because I'm not die cutting anything. Remember, I'm just... I am just doing straight cuts, whatever I can do with my trimmer, but you can always do this too. So these are the Everyday Detail dies. It has this large hole. It's not stitched, but the bigger ones have the large hole. The smaller one has a stitched pattern. You can take your strip, okay, say you want this side to have a curved edge, okay, and then you only put your plate where you want it to cut, okay? So you would take, let's pretend this is my cut and emboss plate. You would only put your plate over top where you want that curved edge to cut, and this other part would not cut. That's a quick tip that you can do that. You can do those fancy cuts We don't have, and if you have a punch, you might be able to line it up in your punch and do it. But you can definitely use your dies to do partial cuts, okay? I love doing that. Now, if I'm trying to make 80 cards really quick, am I going to do that? No. If I'm maybe making a themed card and I really, really want that circle theme or partial circle theme, then yes, I will. So, so don't be afraid to, you know, do little things like that if you really want that curved edge. If you're good at it, you could even maybe line your die up and cut around it. I'm not good at doing things like that. So I guess I should practice. You know, that is my motto, is that when you practice, you get better at things. But I've been trying to practice fussy cutting for a while, and I'm not horrible at it, but I definitely don't do exactly straight. I guess I could probably do a curve. You could probably curve it. Okay, so I'm going to do this sweet sorbet. Piece. My corner got a little roughed up there. That's okay. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do the thinking of you like this. And this card is nice and cheery. I think the colors lend to a cheery feel. So if you're trying to cheer somebody up, now if you're doing this maybe a thinking of you like a sympathy card, you might not want the red. I actually don't recommend red for sympathy cards. It's just, it is not a great color unless it's a red cardinal. But I don't typically do a red base. Now that's just my tip. That's my 2 cents. You of course can do whatever you want, because if you're sending someone a sympathy card, you may know them a lot better than I do, and that might be something that they do like. But that's a color you typically stay away from. I don't know why that rule is, but it is. I read it somewhere. Oh yeah, yes, great tip, Joan. Yes, you can use punches too. I don't think we have a punch that does the rounded end, but we have had punches that do like a banner, fancy edges. We've had different punches like that do different things, or whatever they're called, flags. I'm gonna put this down here. I just like it in this. So there's my thinking of you. I like to use pastels or a little bit muted colors if I'm doing a sympathy card. But I also like to send thinking of you for all kinds of other reasons. It doesn't have to be a sad reason. It can just be maybe somebody needs a pick-me-up. Maybe you just want to say, I'm thinking of you. Maybe there's nothing wrong. You just want to say, I'm thinking of you, and that's okay. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and glue this one since I have it out here. Oh, thank you, Carol. I'm so happy that you joined us and we got to know you a little bit. Now this is the last one I'm going to do, and then I'll bring the other ones back in. I still have a stack here that I'm going to complete here in a bit. But we have hung out for a really long time today, so. Oh, look, this isn't even, this one's not even scored. Normally I score my paper. I just like the look. I feel like the paper folds nicer when I already have it scored. I did okay. So we're going to do this one, and I feel like I didn't use this greeting, so I'm going to use a thank you. And look, I still have a bunch stamped over here that I can use. Oh, I didn't use just a note either, did I? That's okay. And you don't have to mat these if you don't want. You could even layer them like we did on the other ones. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. I'm bringing my trimmer. I just want to trim this a little. Now, this may be off the camera because I'm doing it down here where I can see it a little bit better. Just want to trim a tiny bit off. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. That was loud. And I'm going to put this one over here. Okay, I hope you have liked all the cards today. And thanks for joining me and hanging out. And even if you couldn't stay for the whole time, I appreciate you. I just like my greeting to hang off a little bit. So if you don't like that, put it in the middle. It's okay. So here, oh, inside piece. Let me do the inside piece. Thank you, Linda. Yes. Yeah, if you move it up just a little bit, you could definitely place it down toward the bottom. They don't have to overlap if you don't want them to. You could place your greeting down here. You could even stamp your greeting right onto your card front and just let your designer series paper do all the work. I mean, that's why we chopped it up, right? It's pretty. And we want the pattern to show. Okay, so I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 cards over here that I have not glued together just yet. And I have plenty of greetings and strips ready to go. If you would like to get any designer series paper, there is some that is carrying over, and there is some that is retiring. The last chance sale started. I'm not exactly sure everything that's on sale. Lots of things are, though. Some things have sold out. So if you're planning to shop, you can go to bethroy.stampinup.net and click on the Shop Now tab. That's going to take you to my online store, and you can shop away. Remember, if you shop with me in April, you can earn a free class that comes with a written PDF tutorial and 4 card kits. And my March earners will have their card kits in the mail soon. So here's the cards we made, quite a variety. We can have a lot of fun with changing these up however we like. So this could have been, again, it could have been going the other direction. We have lots of a variety here. And you can copy these layouts with any paper that you have and any cardstock. So how many did we make? 12 cards. 12 cards. And I have 6 to go. So that's 18 cards that I got from 2 sheets of designer series paper. So I love these. Like I said, you can use them for your stash. You can gift them to your friends. You could make some little card sets of 3 or 4 cards and put some envelopes with them and gift them to your friends. Remember, if you're gifting cards or selling cards, Stampin' Up! Does ask that we put their copyright stamp on the back. And there is an Angel Policy stamp in every catalog that you can use that has that copyright Stampin' Up! Image. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all who enjoyed the cards and hung out. And remember, I will go back and put the measurements up of how I cut it. Oh, Carol, enjoy your walk. That sounds like such a beautiful thing to do. I would love to walk to a lighthouse. We don't have those here. Well, not where I live anyway. But thank you, everyone. So if you have questions, feel free to message me. And if I will have a post up with the measurements, and if you want to share, you can use one sheet and cut it up and just make a little set of cards. You can use 2 sheets. You could even mix and match 3 sheets, however you want to do it. So thank you all for joining me. Take care and have a beautiful weekend. See you soon. Bye.